right. Good morning. Buenos dias y feliz dia de Vaquero y Tejano. I am always ready for some sort of Western day. Got the hat, got the vintage Wrangler, got the boots. We are ready to go. It's also Bring a Stuffy Day. All right, so shouts out to all of my sensitive vaquero y vaqueras. And we will be talking about friendship here in just a moment. But first, I wanted to give you a little background on the vaquero. Because a lot of the time, people think of cowboys as somebody who looks like this. It's a white feller who usually talks like this, and he tips his hat and he shoots people or does whatever, right? And as you can see, most of this idea of who cowboys are come from movies. But you may be interested to know that the actual original cowboy culture comes from Tejanos and Vaqueros, as this news story from Amarillo explains.
Western movies, cowboys, and Western culture, all things that many associate with Texas and Texan culture. This may be a big part of Texan culture, but it first began with the Vaqueros. Our Princess Bryant has more as we honor Hispanic heritage here on the High Plains.
The lasso, chaps, and cowboys is what comes to many people's mind when they think about Texas. Although this is a huge part of Texan culture, it first began with the Vaqueros.
Started when really the Spanish came over to Mexico and to Texas and the southwest of the U.S. And it was really just a tradition of the Spanish brought over horsemanship, and so they taught it to the Spaniards they brought with them, to the Mexicans they encountered, to native peoples they encountered.
Over time, because of the Vaqueros, the horse meant a lot to the Spaniards that brought it over and in Mexico.
The Mexican example in the early colonial period was someone who herded horses, right? And then over time in Mexico itself during the colonial period, you start to see different names that are used. So you go from, the vaquero to the ranchero, right? Which is kind of a sort of a similar meaning. So a person who works with horses in a hacienda, which is like a large kind of landed estate.
In the 1940s through the 1960s, Western movies began to get popular and showed to people across the country what cowboy culture looks like.
Look at all the great Westerns of the 1950s, with John Wayne and all those, classic American films. I mean, these were all English-speaking Anglo men who were engaging in these cattle drives and things like that.
TV shows and movies started, romanticizing the American West and the cowboys, and then it became the white Anglo person was the cowboy, not the vaquero, and you start seeing the Spanish people become secondary characters, or they become, get typecast as the villain.
Bowman says that people should know the history and culture behind the cowboy and where it actually all began.
Culture and individuals are more a result of multiplicity than anything else, right? And, in this case, vaqueros and Tejanos and Mexican Americans are very much, or as much a part of American history as, English-speaking people or anyone else.
In Amarillo, Princess Bryant, KMR Local 4 News.
So there you have it, a fun little piece of American history in the Vaqueros and the Tejanos that first started this culture and first started working with horses on the high plains of the U.S. And in addition to Tejano Day today, we have our Bring a Stuffed Animal or a Plushie to School Day. Because let me tell you, even the toughest vaqueros need a friend sometimes. And I wanted to talk today about what it takes to be a good friend. But instead of me talking about it, I want to go to our student correspondents in the field who asked you what you think makes a good friend.
I'm ready. You ready? You already recording? Okay. Hey guys, my name is Christine. I am a senior.
Hi, my name is Alexandra. I'm a junior.
Hi, my name is Maite, and I'm a senior. Today, we'll be asking the question to everyone, what makes a good friend?
So we are with Mr. Rickman. He's a math teacher in WTY. Mr. Rickman, what makes a good friend?
Oh, what makes a good friend? That's the question. A good friend is one who supports you. A good friend is one who will not steer you in the wrong direction.
Okay.
Right? A good friend is one who will not get you in trouble and tries to do the right thing. Okay? A good friend is also one who is loving and caring and compassionate and understanding and who will listen to you when you need to be heard.
I want someone to always be there for me and always have my back. Honesty, I want them to always be true, and I want them to always be there for me whenever I need them. Just someone that always has my back. That's what a true friend is.
Well, what makes a good friend could be loyalty, good communication, understanding, honesty.
What makes a good friend is having trust in them, communication, and knowing somebody that can comfort you whenever you need them.
Hey guys, I'm here with Miss Gordon. She teaches world geography, and I wanted to ask you, Miss Gordon, what makes a good friend?
You know, I think a good friend is someone who's always going to be honest with you and someone who is going to tell you even the hard truths, but they do it with compassion and love. Because sometimes we listen to our friends more than we do our family. And I think that's what makes a good friend.
Thank you, Miss Gordon.
Thank you.
Una bonita amistad yo pienso que la hace compartir mismos gustos, que haya confianza y que haya algún tipo de, no sé si se llame lealtad, porque hay que ser fiel a lo que uno quiere, a lo que uno cree. Y es todo.
The best quality to have a friend is loyalty because they can never really backstab you. If they leave, that's a whole different story.
All right, so a good friend is mainly somebody you talk to a lot and stuff. Like you talk to your friend a lot daily and stuff. Yeah. A good friend is like someone that like got your back and like someone that you can go to when you're down and you're mad and they'll bring you up. Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm here with Mr. B. He teaches English 3. I wanted to ask you what makes a good friend.
Las cualidades de un buen amigo, en mi opinión, es alguien que te escucha, que te apoya en las buenas y en las malas, que te aconseja a que hagas las cosas correctas, no indebidas, y que a pesar de todo tú puedes confiar en ellos, ¿verdad? Los puedes considerar como familia.
Okay, thank you.
De nada.
Hey y'all, I'm with Coach Trejo, our football coach. And Trejo, what makes a good friend?
Somebody who's trustworthy, someone who's actually going to be honest with you. I think one of the biggest misconceptions of a friend is they just agree with everything you say, but in reality, you have to be able to have hard truths and being able to have those conversations and have a relationship that's deep enough to where you can have those tough conversations. Thank you.
Honestly.
Loyalty and companionship.
Somebody who laughs at my jokes even when they aren't funny.
Someone who's honest with you, even if the truth may be hard.
Hi guys, I'm here with Mr. Halls, the advisory teacher. I want to ask you a question. What makes a good friend?
Ooh, what makes a good friend is putting the needs of others before your own whenever it's time to, having healthy boundaries with each other. I don't know, some of my favorite friendships are the ones that I can just kind of sit around and do nothing and it's still like a really good hang. And just listening, being kind, being good to yourself and others, always.
Thank you.
What makes a good friend is like them asking you if you're okay and like not excluding you or anything.
What makes a good friend is somebody who cares for you and like be there for you at your lowest.
What makes a good friend is like somebody that has your back and like it's not two-faced and stuff like that, and a friend that's always there for you, and someone who's nice to you is not judgmental, and somebody you can go to tell everything to. So yeah, that's my idea of a good friend.
When they're always there for you when you're feeling down and they defend you when you're not around.
And if you like, what's it called? And if you ask for like for help, if you like look ugly, and if they tell you the truth, like not the lie, that's a good friend. So like they're helping you, how you look. You know?
What makes a good friend is loyalty and having good communication.
I think what makes a good friend is like them being honest to you and like being there for you whenever you need them, and the other way around as well.
Que la cualidad de un buen amigo son siempre más que todo la lealtad, el respeto y no comerse a la ex del pana, pues. Eso sería todo.
What makes a good friend is them being trustworthy.
The thing that makes a good friend is like someone that's a really good listener and won't lie to you.
And someone that makes a good friend is if you have like something on your face or like something on your pants or something, like the friend would tell you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Have a nice day, guys.
Hey guys, I'm with Miss Johnson, one of our favorite teachers from W2Y. All right, Miss Johnson, what makes a good friend?
What makes a good friend? So for me, a good friend is someone who listens, someone who listens to understand rather than to give me a response. I know sometimes I like to feel heard and validated. And so someone who listens, someone who operates from a place of like compassion and empathy and understanding.
All right, thank you, Ms. Johnson. Love your words.
Yes.
Hello, today I'm with Coach Mitchell, and I wanted to ask you what makes a good friend?
Being genuine, being there for somebody, sometimes putting their feelings before yours, holding each other accountable, laughing, having fun, accepting somebody for who they are. Like, that's what make you a good friend to me.
Thank you.
So I think what makes a good friend is actually accepting somebody, as Coach T said, helping one another, and like actually telling them the truth rather than lying to them and making them feel like good about the wrongdoings. Like you have to tell them the truth and just be there for them.
Hey guys, I'm with Mr. Herbert. Hi, Mr. Herbert. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. I have a quick question. What makes a good friend?
I think a good friend is a person who inspires you to be your best self, who listens to you, who doesn't always try to fix your problems, but doesn't put you in situations that are going to do you harm, but is also lifting you up and has your back at all times.
Thank you, Mr. Herbert.
Thank you, student correspondents, and thank you to everyone who answered those questions. I hope that when you were hearing those things, you were thinking of friends that you have that have those qualities of a good friend, that exemplify what it means to be a good friend. And I hope that you do everything that you can every day to be that kind of a friend to others. The activity on the next slide is to think about one of those friends that has those qualities, and either on a piece of paper or over text messages or an email or a DM or whatever it is, write a kind note to that person. I always think that handwritten notes are a little bit more special than a text, but a text will work if you don't want to deliver a piece of paper to someone. That's okay too. And I just want you to write a kind note to a friend. You can write to them about anything as long as it's positive and kind. But if you need some ideas, you can use some of these. You can either thank them for specific ways that they've been a good friend to you. You can encourage them about something if you know that they're going through a hard time. You can hype them up about themselves by listing out all of the reasons that they are cool in general, how they're a cool person, good person, they're very good at their sport or their activity or whatever it is. We all need a good friend to hype us up sometimes. You can also write about a fun memory that you had together and reminisce over notes. Any of these or all of these would work. But think of someone who's been a good friend to you, write to them sincerely about how they've been a good friend to you and thank them for that in some way with this note. I guess that's about it for old Mr. Hall today.
Yes, sir. I best be hitting the old dusty trail.
But enjoy writing those notes, be a good friend to others, be good to yourself and others, and I will see you tomorrow.